Yeah, so we're gonna try to do a derailleur hanger alignment. That's the name of what we're doing. And then this is the derailleur hanger alignment tool. So we know the wheel is straight in the frame. We can also check to make sure the wheel is straight. I'm just going to give it a spin. I'm just kind of using my finger, lining it up to the side here. And we're just looking for any errors. So it's looking pretty straight. It's not going like left and right, boom, boom. So as long as the wheel's straight, it just makes our job easier when we use this here. So we're going to go ahead and remove the rear derailleur.
Okay.
It's going to be that guy, yeah. And also notice how it's sitting. So right down here inside where my finger is, the derailleur is sitting on a ledge here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just, we'll watch again when we go to reinstall it.
Okay.
But yeah. The bolt may come out separate, but just make sure to catch something.
Yeah.
On this style or model. Yeah, there's a couple pieces. Yeah, just catch them. We'll put them on the table. Some derailleurs stay together. This one happens to come apart, but not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so that area right there, we're going to go ahead and install the.
This is the alignment tool?
Yeah, the alignment tool. So those threads are going to thread in directly here. So as long as you come in nice and straight and just kind of take your time so we don't cross thread or anything.
So how much would be the price of this one?
That tool?
Yeah.
I haven't checked it in a while. I'm going to guess that's somewhere between 40 and 60 bucks. It definitely is a tool worth having. Like I said, your bike could fall over at home and it's just like that. You need this tool. So yeah, just make sure it's nice and firm, nice and tight. All right, so we're going to loosen this knob. Keep that knob loose. That's good right there. We're going to back it up. So you're going to be sliding this up and down manually. You're just going to line this tip up with right in the center of this area.
Okay.
And then this is your marker, but push. You want to touch the rim, and then you're going to slide your marker forward. Yeah, so that marker right there. Now you're going to pull the whole bar back.
The whole bar? Okay.
Yeah. So right here, we're going to call this your 12 o'clock position. We're going to go, now you're going to swing down to your 6 o'clock position. And then just kind of slide that appropriately. And we want that bar, either the bar is going to touch the rim or your marker is going to touch first. We just don't want to disturb the marker.
Okay, this is different.
Okay, so we touched your rim, and then there's this, it's almost touching. Maybe there's like maybe a 2 millimeter gap here at the marker. That's not bad. So right now that's telling us that your alignment's pretty good on your 12 and your 6.
Oh, that's
so
good.
let's check your, now we're going to check your 9 and 3 o'clock. So we're going to swing it over to your 9 and just reset everything. Yep, touch the rim and then push the marker if needed. And then once that looks good, you're going to come over, choose your spot.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, seems like I got a gap of about like a millimeter.
Oh, okay. So that's actually
like a centimeter.
Really good.
Yeah.
So I mean, according to that, your alignment is really good.
Okay.
Your alignment is really good.
That's nice.
So I'm going to double check it. I'll trade places with you. I think you did everything right. I'm just going to double check because I thought that your hanger was a little bent. So we were having some weird stuff going on yesterday.
There's some curves over here, so.
Yeah, so I'm going to push here, boom. So that's my first setting.
Come on, baby.
Touching the rim. I mean, there's like maybe a millimeter gap.
Yeah.
So that looks really good. Because the derailleur could be bent in this way, but it can also be like kind of twisted sideways. That's why we check these here, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's lining up perfectly right there. Yeah, so everything is coming in. There's no major gap. If there was a major gap, we would have it between this pin here. So for example, when I first set it, say I set it on the bottom first, because this is where 9 times out of 10, we're gonna have an error up here at the 12 o'clock. So we're touching the rim, I push my marker in, pull this back, swing up to the top. And what this would look like is, I would hit my marker first.
Okay.
Which means I have a huge gap between the wheel and the pin. So it could be an inch, it could be half an inch, or it could be 10 millimeters. So that's telling me that that gap right there should be 3 millimeters or less. And that's when you're using a park tool. So this is a 3 millimeter tool. So you could slip that in like right here.
So as long as under this one, it should be okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So like this here, definitely more than 3 millimeters, right?
Yeah.
So would you say, let's say that's about 20 millimeter gap. So if we had to make that repair, we only want to move it half that distance. So I would be pushing this whole bar this direction, and I would close that gap. Instead of closing at 20 mil, I'm going to close it half at only 10. If I do the full 20, it's going to shift this problem down to the bottom.
Oh, so, okay. So you just want to do half of it so that it equalizes between the top and bottom.
Yeah. Yep, and that's all you're doing. You're just using this bar here. And usually I'll show people, it's like, we'll grab the bar, and instead of using your whole body, because you don't know if this piece is going to want to break, there's always a chance it can break, right? It depends how much abuse it's had. But a lot of times I'll have my fingers grab the tire, and I'll use my fingers to do the compression. Because my fingers are going to be a little more controllable rather than my arm. My arm push overdoing something, but I can modulate much better with my fingers. And you just kind of do a little bit at a time, check it. If it didn't do anything, you go a little bit harder, and then so on.
So what's the probability that the frame can break, with doing this?
Yeah, because where we connect it is the hanger. It's almost like this little tab that hangs off below the frame, and that's for the derailleur. So that little piece can bend. It's just this piece of metal. It looks like it's pretty strong, but over time, it can get weaker. And if somebody comes in and just really muscles this, you could see that little bend right there.
So that's why it's a good practice to do it by a centimeter by centimeter.
Yeah, just small increments. You're trying to be very controlled when you go to move this, because a lot of times you're pushing, and you're like, it's not doing anything, and you go a little bit more, and then it finally just goes, and then you either overdo it, and then you could make the repair, or you overdo it and you snap this, because it's hard to tell if that ever has like a hairline crack or something like that. Yeah. So yours is looking really good. So if we'll put your derailleur back on, we're going to take a good look at your derailleur, because the derailleur itself could be bent as well.
I see.
But so what we'll try to do is get your derailleur back on, and then we'll go through our shifts. We'll really try to dial in the shifting and see what it does. And we'll just go from there. We'll just process of elimination.
I see. Wait, where's my screw?